Hi, guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of Alamat Haunted Philippines, where we talk about the haunted places in the different areas of the Philippines. This first episode is about a supposedly haunted house that could only be found in Baguio City. But first, let's talk about the city. Baguio City can be found on the northern side of Luzon. It is also called the City of Pines and the summer capital of the Philippines, and it is particularly famous due to the colder climate compared to the rest of the Philippines, with an average of 15 to 23 degrees Celsius. Locals from Manila and other cities would flock into Baguio City during summertime just to experience quick relief from the heat. There are iconic leisurely locations like Burnham Park, Camp John Hay, and the Baguio Cathedral. Tourists who love nature can also enjoy the abundant flora in the area that would not live in other parts of the Philippines due to the climate. You may also go to a strawberry farm where you can pick fresh fruits and taste the iconic strawberry taho while walking around the city. Taho is tofu with simple sweet sugar syrup, but in Baguio, they add in a strawberry twist. Along Leonard Road in Baguio City, you may find a beautiful ancestral house painted in white. That house is called the Laperal White House. The Laperal White House is a Victorian-style house built in the 1920s by clan heads Don Roberto and Doña Victorina. It is an extravagant two-story house with an attic and a basement garage. The house had a lavish interior and high-quality pieces of that time. But during World War II, the house was taken over by the Japanese, and it was used as an encampment where they tortured and killed locals that they thought were spies for the Americans. It was said that the basement was used as a torture chamber for prisoners, and for some time it was also used as a morgue. It was also said that the master bedroom was used for raping comfort women that the Japanese soldiers captured within the area. After the war, the Laperals were able to take back the home, but they soon experienced tragedy upon tragedy. One of the most tragic experiences upon the family was the loss of the young daughter, said to be around 3 years old. It is said that the young girl wandered outside the house and was hit by a moving car. The nanny, who wasn't paying close attention to her, felt the grief and the guilt. It was reported that the nanny took her own life in the house's attic. It was also reported that the last Laperal who owned the house died after fracturing his head due to slipping by the yard when he was about to sell the house. Up until 2015 to 2016, the house was used as an art gallery to showcase the Ifugao bamboo carvings and is now owned by the business tycoon Lucio Tan. People who were lucky enough to go inside the house to enjoy the gallery would mention the beauty of the ancestral house. The walls and the banisters are made of wood, and the detail on every piece is phenomenal. Walking through the house, you would see that every room is well made and well maintained, and it still brandishes the original furniture from when it was built. The creepiest thing that could be found inside the house is a skull cap that the gardener found when he was digging in the garden. He left it on the windowsill by the staircase for people to actually see. You would not imagine that the site experienced murder, rape, and suicide up until you reach the nighttime, where the creepiness of the old wooden halls would multiply. Then you would remember the reports of ghosts and apparitions by the locals and the caretakers of the place. Here are some of the reports given. One of the helpers mentioned that they had a visitor with a third eye that saw and felt spirits, mostly in the master bedroom and one other bedroom. The staff would sometimes see the lights turn on and off, and there were times that they would see passing images moving by the windows. A visitor, back when he was in high school, mentioned that they saw a white figure coming down from the attic, going to the front entrance. Later, one of his friends mentioned that he ran away because he saw a woman walking towards him. The caretaker would sometimes hear strange footsteps in the basement, even though there was no one there. There was also a report from a security guard and a taxi driver that they saw a woman in white walking by the property and going into the house. The guard stated that he saw the woman walk through the gate and walked over him to enter through the main door that was closed at the time. Some people also reported that they would see a child by the footsteps at the main door at night. One of the helpers reported that her son was attacked by the spirits in the house. And due to this attack, it opened his third eye. She held the novena for her son so that his third eye would be closed and so that the spirits would stop draining his strength because it was reported that he was becoming very sickly. But during the novena, they reported that some candles and some flowers were being moved from one room to another, even though nobody was moving them. Even neighboring establishments were not safe from the apparitions and the sightings. When a visitor in a restaurant nearby went to fix herself up in the mirror, she chanced upon the Laperal White house and saw a woman standing behind her, along with the reflection of the house. Some locals and taxi drivers are currently afraid to pass by the area, and they would honk their horns just as a way to excuse themselves to the spirits. Today, the house is currently not open to the public. It is guarded by security guards 24/7, and this actually happened since the art gallery was discontinued. Do you guys think that it is now off limits due to the hauntings? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys. Let me know if you enjoyed this and if you have recommendations on what places you want me to cover next. Please let me know.